Hey friends, I'm Travis, I'm an author, and today let's dive into the storycraft of Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll say it right away, I absolutely loved this movie, and it's clear from its ratings that many of you loved it too. So what was it that made this movie so appealing? Was it the amazing graphics? Was it the popular actors in the movie? Was it the action? My guess is that you probably got just as excited as I did about this movie right at this part of the trailer.
Hello, Peter.
Yep, Doc Ock is back, and it sounds like the Green Goblin is too. And they're the same actors from those Spider-Man movies from a decade ago that I loved. And those are bad guys from the Amazing Spider-Man series too. They're all in the same movie. And if all those bad guys from the past are in this movie, then that must mean that the other Spider-Mans are in the movie too. I mean, they're not in the trailer, but they've gotta be in the movie. They just gotta be there. Okay, maybe you didn't geek out as much as I did, but yeah, I was pretty excited. Spoiler warning, I was so satisfied to see all three Spider-Mans on the screen together. And I wasn't alone. Everyone in the theater I was watching in applauded when Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire entered the scene. It felt like the first Avengers movie all over again, seeing different beloved characters assembled for the first time, but this spanned the course of 20 years, and it established that reboots are on the table for cross-story events, with a multiverse as the simplest explanation. But to get back to the original question, what made the story of No Way Home so appealing? Maybe it was plain old nostalgia. No Way Home is not the first story to hit the nostalgia button hard. Jurassic World used it, the Star Wars sequels used it, and Matrix Resurrections abused it. I think No Way Home executed its nostalgia enticement better than most. Unlike the previous examples I mentioned, No Way Home gave us a humongous number of returning characters. These characters played a major role in the story, and most of them had their own satisfying arcs. Jurassic World had a nostalgic setting, but no returning characters, except for the quick Jeff Goldblum cameo in the second movie. But it looks like the Jurassic franchise is going to try and change that in the third movie. I'm looking forward to it. The Star Wars sequels did have most of the original cast return, which was great, but they did not have what I believe were very satisfying arcs. And the Matrix Resurrections, in my opinion, hammered us with the nostalgia factor, basically throwing in our faces saying, you love the first one, and this one is a lot like the first one, so you should like it. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Nostalgia itself won't carry a story. The story must be good on its own. My 9-year-old son watched Spider-Man No Way Home with me, and he'd never seen any of the previous Spider-Man movies, and he absolutely loved it. That's because, like I said earlier, it did a great job at giving nearly every character a truly satisfying arc. And what a difficult thing to do with so many villains, heroes, and supporting characters in one story. But it did it, and it did it well. Tom Holland's Spider-Man experienced the classic origin story, and Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans got to help him through it. And each of the villains got fixed, so to speak, so that they weren't dead and weren't supervillains anymore. Those are better endings than where we saw them in their last movies. And that, I believe, is what made this movie great. Great characters with great story arcs. I know that this same story mechanic is being used by DC right now in the upcoming Flash movie, where Michael Keaton's Batman appears to play a major role. I hope that they do it justice because I'm a fan of Keaton's Batman. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments what other movies, video games, or books you'd like me to dive into. Later!